Hello everyone, my name is Marco Ortega. I'm a teacher at Shiprock High School and I teach Algebra 2 and Financial Literacy. And my presentation is inspired by Sosa's Practitioner's Corner on using music in the classroom to inspire learning. So before we talk about the music in the classroom and how we can use it, right? Music is really important to our students. So most of my students listen to music as part of their daily routine. They do so right before they come into class, before school, during their lunch hour, and after school. And they also use it to improve their mood during school hours. So if they're feeling sad, they use it to feel better. Or if they don't feel like they have someone to talk to, then they often like to listen to music as well. So I feel that in our classrooms, if we are able to direct this music into something positive, we can inspire their creativity, and we can also get them to be more productive in our classrooms. So I use music in my classroom almost every single day. So before class begins, I use softer music, maybe like soft jazz or bossa nova. So hopefully you can hear this. Otherwise, I'll send my presentation so that you can also take a look at it or be able to hear it. So I like having music in different languages because it's less distracting than music in English. This is just a sample of that. And then I also like to use music chosen by students, and this is to kind of inspire them, and also to make my classroom a more welcoming environment. So in some cases I include video game music that they like. Video game music is great because when you're playing a video game, you have a mission, right? When we're in a classroom, we also have a mission. We gotta get our work done. So video game music is able to do that. Okay. So this is one of the songs that I often play during our days. And then other great times to hear music are when students are up and moving about. In that case, I choose songs that are a little bit more energetic, maybe soft electronic music. Oh. And this makes students more likely to move around as they should, right? Especially if we're doing something like stations. And when students are working individually or in groups, that's when I like to put in classical music, since it just helps them think. I know that the Sosa chapter mentioned that classical music, or people who listen to classical music are able to do a lot more higher level thinking than those who don't. So I definitely like to use classical. Then by the end of class, I also like to put on some maybe some funny music, especially in 7th hour. This is something I just started doing, and it's often selected by the students. In this case, listening to a short clip of SpongeBob. So I put the ending credit music for SpongeBob. So as we saw, music can definitely set the mood for a classroom, and I think it's a great way to create a welcoming environment in the classroom. And another thing about music is that it can be beneficial for students with different learning styles. So it not only sets the mood, but if we have a lot of kinesthetic learners, then they probably benefit from a faster beat when we're doing stations or other activities where students are moving around a lot. And if you got auditory learners, then they'll probably appreciate sounds that make them complex sounds, right? That make them think more complex thoughts, right? Make them analyze problems or even different types of text. So now Sosa's Practitioner's Corner mentioned how beats per minute were important. So I have trouble choosing music by the beat. So I mostly just use my own intuition when it comes to that. So if a song is fast-paced, then I use it for a stationed activity. If a song is softer, then I use it for our daily work or our group work, so that it just fades into the background and so that it doesn't overpower students' voices. When it comes to lyrics, I think at the beginning of class it's mostly okay, just like Sosa mentioned. However, I feel that my lyrics are never in English, and this is because I want students to be focusing on the problem on the board, the bell ringer, or the activity that we're doing, right, rather than the lyrics. And I think it's also great to expose them to different sounds in different languages. This way they can be inspired to learn them, so that they know there's more music than what exists in the English world. Then we have our familiar and unfamiliar music. Familiar music in my classroom helps set the mood, so I like, or it can also be used as a reward, right? And but I do like to have my students learn new musical styles. And the other day I had a student go up to my computer by himself, and he just selected Bossa Nova. He wanted to listen to Bossa Nova, and that actually surprised me that they actually pick up on these things and they remember the songs, and they will look them up with their phones. So if they like something, they'll let you know and they'll listen to it on their own. So I think this helps us all appreciate music a little bit more and get to know different types of music, because I've also learned different types of music from my students. Thank you all for listening to this presentation. So my sources were Sosa's Practitioner's Corner, Sosa Chapter 6, and my own experiences in my classroom. So I hope you enjoyed the music, and I will also send the PowerPoint version of this presentation so that you can click on the different links I sent. And I do have access to YouTube at my school, so this makes looking for music a lot easier, especially for study music. And I think it's a great resource when it comes to music in the classroom, as we try to create a classroom that's more welcoming for our students, and that's generally like a positive place to be and a place that they want to be and that they want to learn something. Thank you, and goodbye.